Imagine a battlefield more than a century ago. A storm has torn down every telegraph line. From a hilltop, the general watches the enemy break and retreat. He has one chance. One command, shouted down a chain of runners, to the cavalry commander waiting in the valley below. Through artillery fire, smoke and panic, the message begins to change. The general's command was clear. Halt the front line! The enemy is retreating. Prepare to secure the ridge. By the first handoff, through the rain, it became bolt to the front line. The enemy is repeating. Prepare to secure the bridge. By the second, through the smoke. Vault the front line. Our army is defeating. Prepare to clear the bridge. And what finally reached the cavalry commander was this. Assault our front line. Our army is retreating. We must blow the bridge. The message that arrived was the exact opposite of the message that was sent. Believing his own retreating soldiers were enemies in stolen uniforms, the commander charged his cavalry into his own front line. The engineers blew the bridge. The army was trapped on the wrong side of the river, and the real enemy turned around and finished them. Not one man in that chain was a traitor. Each one passed on what he thought he heard, and that was enough to destroy everything. Thousands of years ago, a yogi sat in silence. Not to touch his toes, not to lose belly fat, not to become flexible. He was trying to answer one question. How can a human being become free from suffering? That was the original question. The original fire. The original yoga. Then generations passed. One teacher taught 10. 10 taught 100. 100 taught thousands. And with every handoff, like that message on the battlefield, a little was forgotten, a little was modified, a little was commercialized, and all those littles together became a great dilution. The vast science of transforming human consciousness became a 1-hour class on a mat. A way of life became a wellness industry. The message only half survived. Today, when people hear yoga, they think of poses, flexibility, breathing, relaxation. But these were never the destination. They were tools. The ancient yogis never asked, "How many asanas can you perform?" They asked, "How long can you remain untouched by your compulsions? How long can you remain undisturbed by every passing thought, emotion, craving, fear, or reaction?" Because the depth of yoga was never measured on the mat. It was measured by what happened within you when life happened to you. When insult arrived, when fear arrived, when desire arrived, when pain arrived. Could you remain free? Could you remain compassionate? That was yoga. And here is a test almost nobody talks about. After all your years of practice, how efficient has your system become? The ancient yogis measured progress in a strange way. More life from less input. As friction in the body dissolved and turbulence in the mind settled, the whole human machine simply needed less to run. The breath grew slower. The hunger grew softer. Free radicals stopped multiplying. Oxygen was conserved, not burned away. efficiency kept rising, quietly on its own. What once felt like stress became the joy of growing. And underneath it all, a constant bubbling energy stayed alive day and night. Nothing inside was draining energy into anxiety, restlessness and worry. Not by force, not by starvation, as a byproduct of a system that stopped fighting itself. From consumption to conservation. And the ultimate test. Am I energetic and stress-free when I'm working hard? And am I still energetic and stress-free when the job is gone? If your peace needs perfect conditions, it is not yet yoga. If your energy needs constant refueling, the leaks are still open. And maybe the reason so many people practice yoga today and still feel exhausted, restless, reactive, anxious, and disconnected is because we inherited the techniques but forgot the purpose. Poses survived, the philosophy faded, the experience got diluted. Practice became robotic, wisdom became decoration. The message passed through too many runners, and what reached us is not what was sent. But the original message was never fully lost. In the Himalayas, it was still carried the old way. From guru to disciple, hand to hand, unbroken. Dr. Vrushakapi, Guruji, has walked that unbroken chain for over 5 decades. Beginning at the age of 11 at the Shivananda ashram, he learned to cross 87 traditional ashrams, from the direct disciples of the great masters to the yogis of the Himalayas. And what he carried back was more than practices. Yoga, he reminds us, it is a science of many limbs, and the limbs were never meant to be separated. When they are brought together again as one body, progress stops being slow and scattered. It becomes swift. It becomes whole. He did not modernize yoga to fit the market. He preserved it. You don't have to practice a corrupted copy. You can receive the message from the source of the chain, not the end of it. Learn undiluted, authentic yoga in its original form.